All right, 3 specific things that I do in my life to control insulin resistance and make sure that my blood sugar does not skyrocket. So I just finished work early, and this is the reason I'm going to throw this video together. This is as authentic as I can get it. I'm leaving my office. We finished early today. I'm just turning out all the lights. Staff is gone. Let's see, make sure I got my keys before I take off for the day. Door is locked. All right, let's go. So we're gonna go home, and you know, insulin resistance is a major problem for a lot of people because their diabetes gets out of control, type 2 diabetes, blood sugar goes up, insulin goes up, and man, you are essentially screwed because your arterial damage on the inside lining of your arteries starts to really get destroyed. And then as time goes on, calcium starts to build up in your arteries, and the arteries get stiff, they get non-compliant, they don't expand, and it's really a problem. So how do you control this? How do you get the body to want to absorb the sugar when you eat? And that's what we're going to discuss now. So let's get home and I'll show you the process. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to exercise prior to eating dinner. And my understanding, and through all the research that I've done, it almost doesn't even matter what type of exercise that you do. What matters is that you do something. And there are studies that show that high intensity training will have a better effect. And there's a whole rhyme and reason to this, so I'm going to explain. But I'm going to go up this hill, and I'm going to go as hard as I flippin' can. And when I get to the top, my goal is I should have nothing left. I should almost want to vomit. Then I'll come down, that's resting, and then I'll do it again. And I'm gonna hopefully be able to do it about 4 times. I'm not sure because the sun is going down, so I want to make sure that I get home before the sun gets down. But the goal is, and the reason I'm doing this is because when you exercise, especially highly intensely, your muscles are going to require glucose for energy. It's too difficult to use fat as an energy source, so it's going to start to use stored glycogen in the muscles and glucose from the blood. So what that does to the insulin receptors of the muscles is, you could think of it this way, it makes them hungry for sugar. So whereas if you don't exercise, the muscles will not be requiring that much glucose, and thus the insulin receptors won't be working very properly, which is insulin sensitivity. So by exercising intensely, you are basically requiring those insulin receptors to work and stimulate them and stimulate the muscles to require that energy source. Now when I get back, I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat, and there's a third thing that I'm going to do that you'll like. But I'm not going to be recording a lot of this because it's nearly impossible to hold a camera steady and work out this hard. My heart rate will probably get up above 160 at the top. So let's rock and roll. It is a good view, but I'm not doing that right now. Oh my God. I'll see you when this ends. Okay, that's it for today. 4 reps, that's enough. It's gonna get dark soon, so we're gonna get home. Look at it though. Is that pretty cool? Number 2, so now I'm gonna eat dinner, and here's what I'm having. So I'm gonna let the chef tell us what's in here. So what's in here?
It's just a salad.
Just a salad? It's gotta be a big salad.
A romaine lettuce, red leaf lettuce, cucumbers, not feta cheese.
That's this.
Goat cheese. Chèvre. Chèvre.
Like Brett Favre?
Yes.
Okay, and then tell
olives,
everybody.
Almonds, chicken breast, red peppers, and for you, some dried cranberry. People won't like because they're sugary, but
That's okay.
You ride your bike a lot.
I earned my little cranberry.
I don't put those in mine.
Dear wife that I love dearly
Yes.
for all my life.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
What?
so here's the thing. What would you
What?
classify this salad as? Would you say it's obviously not carnivore? Is it keto friendly?
Yours is not.
It's not
Minus take out the cranberries.
Hers is.
Take out
but-
the cranberries.
So if you want to go keto, no cranberries.
and maybe less almonds.
Everything else is
Everything
fine.
else, I think,
What about the
is
red
okay.
peppers?
I think red peppers are okay.
It depends on what you want, but this is what I'm eating.
Depends on if you're avoiding nightshades, pass on the peppers. Maybe use less.
Basically, if you're eating carbs, try to eat carbs with fiber in it, because that helps you lower your insulin spike when you eat it. The last thing I do is I find a quiet place, and sometimes you have to come to the man cave. And this, it helps a lot, is to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. There's something called a rest and digest nervous system. And what this does is it does help with our body's natural response to calm down. Insulin is often secreted under times of stress, under times of eating, when there's a high amount of blood sugar that goes into our body. And so to control this, every single day I try to stimulate my parasympathetic nervous system through deep breathing exercises. So in this position right here, what I'll do is I will sit in a chair, simply try to relax. I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth, very simply, and just maybe close my eyes and just try to be calm, because the entire day is usually stressful, right? For most people. So I'm just going to inhale. And deeply breathe out. Now, some people like to do what's called box breathing, which I'm not really a fan of. And the reason why is because everything in our life has to be analytical. We all want to do 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, 4 seconds hold. There's no real benefit of one type of breathing than the other. As long as you're doing it calmly, you're doing it slowly, and you're doing it in a very relaxed fashion, it will stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is the secret behind, for example, Wim Hof, which is who I first started getting into this. So try deep breathing. It makes a big difference, and I usually will spend about 5 minutes. And that is how I control my insulin.